Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Profiling Evil Live. I'm Mike King. I thought I'd take a couple of minutes today. I've been prepping for Monday night choir practice and thought I'd just share something with you. First, looks like we have a new member, Joselle Swopes. Saw your note. Thank you so much for coming in. And looks like you had a sister who was living in the Boston area. Yeah, it's a lot of connections to Boston for a lot of people. I actually was a visiting scholar at Boston College and spent a lot of time there, not only working with the police department, but with folks in the area. So I am really excited about being able to chat a little bit about the Boston Marathon bombing. We're going to be quick today, but I want to just say hello to a few people. Ashera Spirit, hello, welcome. Wilma Smith, great to see you. Judith Valancourt. I'll try to answer some questions while we're going through today. Mikkel Oscarson, how you doing? It's great to see you. Bill Higgins, everybody's doing well. Family's doing well. Let's see here. Oh, Darcy Ann, that is so kind to throw in that donation. Great moment for me to just thank you. You always seem to step up. And folks, I don't know if you are aware, but that is so helpful. I'm lucky. I have a nice retirement. I still have a full-time job, but I love to take care of the guys in the back office. And we donated a lot of money last year to different investigations, and so when you make a donation, it really helps me to keep the boys in the back office with Dr. Pepper money and keep everybody happy. So thank you, Stephanie Davis, new member. Thanks for joining up, Stephanie. Appreciate you coming on board. Cherie Galtherier, happy Saturday to you. It is a really beautiful day here. I still wish we had more snow coming. Maui girl, great to see you. Again, I apologize for just kind of throwing this on everybody on a Saturday, but I wanted to just share a little bit of information with you. El Mecki and Brenda Utz. And Brenda, I don't know if you're from that area and you happen to have anything to do with the Utz pretzel family. Man, I love Utz pretzels. So I probably shouldn't say that. It's obvious that I love stuff like that. Oh, Darcy Ann, thank you so much. Again, you are just incredibly kind, and thank you. More for the Dr. Pepper Fund. Thank you so much. Mary Lee Penley, hello from Tennessee. Not sure where you are in Tennessee, but I've spent a lot of time in Tennessee. Bobby Redensek, new member, Kelly White, welcome. Thank you for joining up. And looks like we got another Massachusetts person, Wendy Henschel. And Navy Jet. Yes, the Dr. Pepper Fund. Haven't seen you on for a session or two. Hope all is well there. Nashville, love Nashville. Aren't we lucky to live in a country that has so many cool things? And I've been able to travel all over the world. The company I work for has about 140 offices around the world. And so prior to COVID, I was living in an airplane. And I suspect got my first shot. When I get my second shot, I'll get back in an airplane and start taking care of offices again. Hayden J., new YouTube member, thanks for joining up and joining in with us. Kelly White, oh man, got to put this up real quickly. I'll come back to Sageti Nona. Thanks, Kate Watts. Thank you so much. And here it is, Kelly White. The book was fantastic. I usually, it's on the back shelf. If you look on the back shelf, Deceived is doing really well. We're getting lots of great reviews from it, and I hope you're thinking about getting that. Steve, thank you so much. Kaczynski, do I have that right? a truck driver, lower 48. Oh man, thanks for what you do. We wouldn't be eating without truck drivers and getting fuel for our vehicles and stuff. Betty Smith, howdy. Great to see you. See Ernie. Kristen Gonzalez started the book yesterday. Awesome. And Brenda Utz is 20 minutes from the Utz factory. Okay, Brenda, here's your assignment. Use your Utz family name and get me a sponsorship of Utz pretzels so that I can have a bag of pretzels to eat once in a while. So that's funny. That's amazing. Well, so let's get to work. Monday night is choir practice, and choir practice is really going to be a special one this week because I've got Commissioner Ed Davis, the police commissioner during the Boston Marathon bombing, who is going to join us on the show. Ed has been a friend for many years and was gracious enough to agree to come on. I'm also going to have on Michelle McPhee. Michelle is the author of this book, Mayhem, the untold story of the Tsarnaev brothers. And I keep massacring that, but frankly, I don't care because I don't want to give them too much credit. But Michelle will be talking about the investigation. She is an award-winning journalist, was in charge in New York City at the newspaper of the crime beat, and has broken so many stories. It's amazing. She's written like 8 books. You're going to just love her. And I'm going to have my good friend Tommy Joyce, Lieutenant Commander from the Cold Case Squad in the 7-9 at the New York City Police Department, is going to join me in that. So we're going to have a good discussion. To all of you who have considered subscribing, thank you so much. Can't believe we're getting close to the 60,000 mark. So if you haven't subscribed, take a moment and please go hit the subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell so you get the notifications. But here's what I wanted to talk about. I created and have now posted up the Boston Marathon bombing story map. And for those of you who aren't familiar with me and story maps, I am really big on story maps. And so here's the link for choir practice for Monday night, or just go to Profiling Evil. And again, if you've subscribed, you're going to get the notifications on it. But make sure you go to come to choir practice on Monday night. And then here's the link to the new story map, Boston Marathon bombing. And let's just take a moment and look at this story map. I think you're gonna find some pretty interesting things. First, it's going to go right into just some short discussion about the marathon, what it's all about. There's a map in there that shows you the race route. So if you're one of those people that likes to study maps like I do, you can kind of see where that route is. You'll be able to continue through there and look at all kinds of pretty rich content, including, this is something that I created and stuck in there, a map that goes over all of the locations in the Boston bombing event. So in this little video, we'll kind of play through that and talk about what you can experience when you're exploring that map, including being able to zoom in and look at specific areas. And I think for some that might be helpful. I like to geographically get it in my mind where things are located. So, and then as you go through this, you're going to get into the actual bombing and the location of the bombs. There's interactive kinds of things like buttons where it'll take you to the location where the first bomb went off. You'll see some news clips and other kinds of things. So these have been pretty popular to those of you who like maps, and so hopefully it's helpful. This is Commissioner Davis, who will be on the show Monday night during one of the mini briefings they did. And you'll notice there are some tabs across the top where you can go to the manhunt and see what was going on in the manhunt. You can learn more about where the shootout occurred. You can catch up on information on all of that. And then you can go over and even catch up on the court. And then this is what we're going to do Monday night. We're going to talk a little bit about unfinished business, because there is still one person in this horrific case that is unaccounted for and hasn't been charged. And that is the bomb maker. It doesn't look to me like these brothers were sophisticated enough to create that bomb, nor was there residue to support that. And so we're going to talk through that and explore what's going on there. So I'm going to just stop with that and encourage you again to go over and get the Boston Marathon bombing story map. Your homework assignment between now and Monday night is to just read up on that, get briefed on it, so that if you want to ask questions, you can ask some questions that seem to make better sense for you. Let me just take a minute and see if there are any questions here. Christine Froschheiser, say my name. Well, hopefully I got your name right. Let's see. Wilma Smith, I think I may have called you out, but great to see you. Stacy Crowell, Mary Lee Pendley, new member, welcome aboard. Hayden J, thanks so much for joining up, and thanks, Maui Girl, thanks a lot for thanking Navy Vet for that donation. That's very kind, and thanks for moderating and taking care of things. Kate Watts, I think I said hello to you. Christina Gonzalez from Utah saying hello. Let's see if anybody has a question. Maybe we can answer a question or two. Otherwise, I'm going to get you going on the rest of your day. But I wanted to make sure you all knew and took a minute to study that story map. I want to also make a point of, I don't know if you're aware, we've been talking a little bit about the Dante Lucas case, and Dante Lucas is obviously still in trial, but I wanted to just bring this up to highlight something. If you go to profilingevil.com, folks, when you're on the main Profiling Evil page, at the top, there is a button for story maps. By clicking on that story map, you can go in and start researching some of the story maps that we've created. If you haven't gone through them, I think they're pretty darn good. So you can get this one on Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, someone that I personally interviewed. It also has parts of discussions with Mike Watkiss, former reporter for Current Affair and many stations in Los Angeles and Phoenix area. And Mike and I talk in this story map about our conversations with Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. But if you go to Kelsey Schelling's story map, and I'm going to come back to that because I want to just name off some of these maps because there are some fabulous maps here. Kelsey Schelling's map is actually the story surrounding why Dante Lucas is in trial right now. You can go and get, if you watched The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel on Netflix, #1 hit show on Netflix right now, you can see what I have to say about Elisa Lam, and you can go through that story map. There you can also take advantage of some conversations that I've had with Dr. Judy Ho, who is one of the stars in that, John Lorden, who's one of the stars of that, and I will be having a conversation in a few weeks. But Judy and I will be doing a podcast on the Cecil. And then you can watch, if you look at choir practice from a couple of days ago, you can also watch Officer Dion Joseph talking about the Cecil Hotel. You can go down and get stuff on the Delphi murders. Sam Little, who's one of the most prolific serial killers in the United States history. You can search Randy Leach and the work that I've been doing with Adventures with Purpose. More to come on that. Angela Green, who I recently did a Dr. Phil show on, and you can catch the information on that. I continue to work with her daughter, and we continue to look for her. You can get the information on Rebecca Zahow, and that was a tough case. Kelly Brannon, Lori Vallow, and Chad Daybell, Joel Guy the Jr. This killer is incredible, and cut his parents up into pieces and tried to break them down in vats of acid. In terrible case. Suzanne Morphew, which many of you have been watching. The house sold this week, and there are still, it looks like, plays by the family to get conservatorship over her property and be able to make decisions in that regard. Sydney Sutherland, whose murder case is underway. Lila Cavett. I mean, these are just great things. But if you go into the Kelsey Schelling story map, you'll be able to go in and research and get the latest on Kelsey's case, including, and this is great news, police arrested the guy who killed one of the star witnesses last week. So Emmanuel Chandler turned himself in. He's claiming it was a domestic violence event. Don't know if that's true or not, but it's certainly interesting that it happened at the same time as her testimony was so important in this trial. So lots of stuff to explore there if you're interested. Garden Girl was living in Massachusetts when this happened. Thanks for weighing in on that. Vicki Parsons, great to have you here. Unnecessary Roughness from Alexandria. Thanks for coming in. Anna Celia Casorso, great to have you here. Kathy McKenzie, is mapping what is helping when you know where, is mapping what is helping when you know where a missing person walked? Well, I think anytime we can add geography, Kathy, to these cases, I think we stand a better chance of understanding all of the information a little more fully. So hopefully, yeah, it is helping. Let's see. Sam, good to see you here. Thank you. Vicki Hurd. Oh, great. It's going to order the book. Thanks, Vicki. Ellery Jones, thanks. Good to see you. Aunt Peggy McDonald is shouting in from New York, and Peggy, we're gonna talk a little bit about Gilgo Beach at some point here. I've actually done a lot of work on that over the years. Was on the phone actually this week with one of the investigators from Suffolk County and talking through that. There's just so many cases, it's hard to figure out what to chat about. But again, if you haven't subscribed to Profiling Evil, please do so. Really appreciate all of your support. Please go in and look over those story maps and try to get ready for choir practice on Monday night with the Boston bombing. We've got Ellery Jones just dialed in from the UK. So great to have you here. Wendy Henschel, thank you. It is good to see a lot of Massachusetts people in here, and hopefully you'll all be here Monday. Will you please share this with all of your circles? I would really like for Commissioner Davis and Michelle to have a big audience when they share the information that they have. I think it's going to be a great discussion. You're going to love Lieutenant Tommy Joyce. You may remember him from the September 11th discussion that we had. He was one of the survivors of that who unfortunately put his cold case and homicide squad to work on the recovery bodies for many, many months. He was joined by another friend of mine, a captain from Fire Department, New York, who was at Ground Zero every single day. Bobby Redensek, Let's see. Did you hear about Bakersfield PD took over the case? Yeah, we actually jumped on. If you look, Bobby, at a couple of days ago, there's a really short video where I talk about what I think is significant in that. I didn't choose to say anything yesterday when all the rumors were spinning around about police serving search warrants and whether somebody was arrested or not. Again, I'm a little slower moving and trying to watch what's going on. But it just was another search warrant, which there will be more, I'm sure. Kevin or Darcy Ann's asking how Kelvin's doing. Kelvin's got an assignment. He's going to be recording some things and showing up, but I think he's doing great. He's such a bright star. I just would be thrilled as a chief to have him working for me. He's a great guy. So I think that pretty well covers it, folks. I just want you to know that I really appreciate you. Wanted to keep it short. Would invite you to choir practice on Monday night. Would ask you to please share with all of your friends and invite to come to choir practice and listen to Commissioner Davis and Michelle. I think you're going to find that it is a really compelling evening. If you have not signed up for the podcasts, Profiling Evil podcasts, please go to your favorite podcast platform, and there you can sign up and get Profiling Evil. It pushes out a new podcast every week, and then for those of you, let's see if I can pull this up and actually show this. Here we go. So you can, and now you're seeing the four that I'm listening to right now, which maybe you didn't want to see, but this gives you a little idea of what to look for when you sign on, and so for me, if you choose the podcast Profiling Evil with Mike King, you'll see we have episodes starting to roll in. We'll have a new episode every week, and I think you'll enjoy that. And then this week we announced a brand new podcast series in Australia called Mapping Evil with Mike King, and this has been picked up by Australia Crime Stoppers, and they are now sponsoring and supporting this as is a company in Australia, and this thing shot up in the charts to number 8 in Australia in 24 hours. So we are just so excited about Mapping Evil. So if you are into podcasts, please go to your favorite podcast platform and get Profiling Evil and also Mapping Evil, and make sure you're paying attention to those and watching them. I hope you'll enjoy them. And then if you haven't signed up for the B.O.L.O, please go to the webpage, profilingevil.com, and there you can, at the top of the Profiling Evil webpage, there's a link to get the B.O.L.O. It's a free newsletter, but the only way you get it is if you've signed up for it. So hopefully you will enjoy that and jump on. And then finally, for those of you who are channel members or support me on Patreon, thank you so much. It is incredibly meaningful and helpful for those of you who have chosen to make one-time donations or periodic donations through PayPal. It really does help. And those that are channel members, you can get in as low as $1.99 a month. But those who are in the higher categories get a monthly one-on-one discussion with channel members and me and the back office. And you also get updates on things before they go out to other people. So hopefully there's value in that as well. But for now, I'm going to take one more look and see if there's anything that somebody has asked that I missed. And then Josie, I'm going to answer your question right now. Still haven't done anything with the West Mesa murders. I've done a lot with the West Mesa murders, but I haven't shared it yet. And I promise that it will happen because the work is done. I just haven't had time to fit it into the schedule. So West Mesa Murders were a series of at least 13 women who were murdered. I participated in a docu-series called The Killing Season, where we went out and looked at the disposal sites and determined who was probably responsible for those murders. And so kind of a fun thing, which incidentally tied into Gilgo Beach and the murders, the Long Island serial killer cases, which we also will talk about soon. So just kind of keep reminding me, and we'll keep working on it. A lot of these things are just packaged up and ready to go for when the first opportunity comes to talk about them. Well, I want you to know you really do make my day when I get to see you. I really enjoy the opportunity that I've had to work alongside so many professionals. I feel incredibly blessed to know so many talented people that they're willing to come on the show from time to time and chat. This move that I've made to having just guest co-hosts has been really gratifying for me. I have the Chicago police chief or the commander of the cold case squad or former profilers from the Bureau that I've worked with, former police chiefs that have agreed to come on. I mean, it's just really rewarding, and I hope you're having a good time listening to them. So we'll see you Monday night. Thank you so much for all that you do, and thanks for supporting Profiling Evil.